is autism a disability? Well, from a medical and a legal standpoint, yes it is. However, do I see myself as a disabled person? Not really, but I have to admit that there are things out there in the wide world that are very, very challenging for me and very difficult, and things that I just can't do. So I suppose in that respect, then it is for me a disability. It's a strange one because for me as a late diagnosed autistic person, I've spent decades not being disabled. So to suddenly think of myself as disabled would be a bit strange. I'm not physically disabled in the sense of I don't need to be in a wheelchair or use mobility aids. You know, I'm not blind or any of these things. So it seems a bit like weird to say that I'm disabled, but we also have to get away from the fact that not all disabilities are obvious. You can't see some disabilities. So I think sometimes I have to give myself a break because I'm thinking, well, just because I can walk unaided, does that mean I'm not disabled? You know, I think it's a little bit of a guilt thing because you see someone in a wheelchair and you think, oh, okay, you can see that they're disabled. So, but then you see me and you look at me and you think, well, she's not disabled. So it's really difficult to sort of justify in that way. But it is tough out there as an autistic person, and to have it sort of legally as a disability does help because there are things that you may be sort of pushed into, perhaps in the workplace, for example, that you feel very uncomfortable doing or you just simply can't do. And having it as a legal disability, at least you have that to, you know, that you have that to be behind you, you know, you have that to say, no, actually you're discriminating against me now because I am actually disabled, whether you can see my disability or not. So yes, autism is a medical and legal disability. Whether you identify as disabled is completely up to you. Perhaps it may be something that you feel like your challenges are so great that you do feel disabled with your autism, and perhaps you find the challenges quite minimal and you don't feel disabled at all. And again, everyone's experience as an autistic person is completely unique. Things overlap, of course, but you know, we all know the saying, once you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. So if you don't identify as disabled, that's totally cool. And if you do, that's cool too. That's completely up to you and your prerogative. But from a legal and medical standpoint, yes, autism is a disability.